to equity crowdfunding study hall. I'm going to go on to republic.com, which is a very popular platform for crowd raises, Reg A raises, Reg D raises, Reg CF raises, where companies want to raise money generally through their friends or through accredited investors without going through an IPO process. Republic.com is a facilitation platform for these kind of crowd raises. And I'm looking at all this stuff from a marketing perspective because an equity raise is a sales process. In particular, it's a marketing process because it's one to many. If you're raising money under, say, a 506C raise, for instance, or a Reg CF raise or a Reg A raise, you can raise from the general public. So really what you're doing is you're engaging in a marketing campaign where instead of customers trading money for product, they're getting equity. So I'm going to go on to Republic where they have different deals, and I'm going to read through the sales pages and see what kind of sales tricks, tips these companies are using to solicit investment, and also where they could use a little more marketing persuasion. So when you go to republic.com, I'm at the vanilla domain right now. Right at the very top, they have a scarcity banner, deals closing soon, 17 and a half hours left to invest in OrthoSnap. So let's see what OrthoSnap is. We'll start here. OrthoSnap, venture and dentist-backed clear aligner company. Now, from the very start, they're not using a video at the top of their page. They're going into pictures, and it looks like a slide deck. It looks like a deck that an investor might see at a physical pitch meeting. Video is a powerful medium. I kind of question why a company wouldn't put their CEO on video at the very top of the page. But let's look at OrthoSnap here. It's their round A. They're raising at a $20 million valuation. That is pre-money valuation, $20 million. Minimum investment, $3.5K, and you're getting equity for it. If their minimum investment's $3.5K, then I'm going to take a guess that they're raising from non-accreds as well as accreds. 5K. They're raising at a $20 million valuation. I'm going to take a guess and say this is not a Reg D. Could be a Reg A, could be a Reg CF. I'm going to take a guess here and say they're raising at a Reg CF. I'd like to know how much they're raising. That would tell me. So from the start, we see a picture here of a tooth mold and then Invisaligners next to it. OrthoSnap. Why OrthoSnap? See, this looks exactly like a deck that potential investor might be given at an in-person presentation. Clear aligner landscape. 75% of the world's population has crooked teeth, malocclusions. Aesthetics and affordability are increasing demand for cosmetic teeth correction, driving a 23% CAGR in the past decade to $7.5 billion in 2027. That's a projection. CAGR, compound annualized growth rate. I've encountered this before. Compound annualized growth rate. Let's check my work here. CAGR meaning. I'm right. Compound annual growth rate. Okay. Market opportunities, $36 billion TAM, according to Invisalign, who's already a big player in the space. $12 billion serviceable market, and a 5-year plan to get to $100 million in revenue. 100 cases, 100 million. Divide that down, 10 million, 1 million. 1 million divided, so about $1,000 each. They plan to sell 100,000 cases at $100 million in revenue. That seems to suggest that their average customer value is $1,000. A 1% market share yields 100 million in revenue. Price and quality are important concerns for today's patients and consumers. Direct-to-consumer companies have introduced cheaper, low-quality solutions, but bypassing the role of dental professionals leads to severely compromised care. That's a terrible phrasing there, severely compromised care. Adverb, adjective, noun. Say poor care, severely compromised care. Customers cannot assure quality and safety or determine essential touch points like evaluations, attachments, and interproximal reduction. You got to define that. That's complete mumbo jumbo. Interproximal reduction. See if there's a meaning for that here. I hope and I assume that that's a technical dental term. And maybe there's some reason to use that very technical term, but don't make someone who's reading your slide deck Google any of the words that you mean. Okay, interproximal reduction is a practice used to mechanically remove enamel between the teeth. Okay, so fair enough, but just say that. Don't interproximal reduction. Don't put an 8-syllable phrase on your sales page. You speak in common, clear English. Dentist problem. So we went from consumer paradox, the consumer paradox of the market's been flooded with cheap options, but none of them have requisite quality. Now we go into the dentist's problem. Consumer demand for orthodontics is on the rise. Can you give a specific number? But current dentist solutions are expensive and commoditize the dentist. So dentists are missing out on the explosive growth in the market. Dentists are losing patient relationships to competitors, using undifferentiated products and being disintermediated, 5-syllable words, from the central role of patient care. So does OrthoSnap offer a manner in which dentists can provide completely bespoke tooth models? Is that the idea? Issues in today's aligner market. 1, refinements. The average clear aligner treatment has 2.6 refinement orders. I take it that means send it back, correct it, ship it back out to the customer. Scanning accuracy. Intraoral scanners have about 100, what is Is that nanometer? Measurement, definition. No, that's not what I meant. What does mean in measurements? Micrometer, 1/1000th of a millimeter. Difficulty, so intraoral scanners have a 100 micrometer, which is like 1/10 of a millimeter, discrepancies. Difficulty with full arch and IPS. We don't know what IPS means. Treatment plans. Single layer auto plans are not set up for success and result in many refinements. Printing accuracy. Printers have resolution errors of 100 micrometers, can visibly see striation lines as z-axis. 3D printing is a trade-off between speed/cost with quality/accuracy. I get the feeling that this pitch deck was designed with the intention that it would be presented with someone narrating, like the CEO narrating through the pitch deck. And then they just took that pitch deck and copy pasted it to the sales page here. I don't think this was made specifically for this page, which is a problem. I think it's missing a lot of context here. For example, they never defined what IPS means. Did they mean to say iOS, intraoral scanner? I don't know. So they took their time to immediately handle an objection. What about 3D printing? Doesn't 3D printing ameliorate the problem? They already took a shot here at 3D printing, as 3D printing is a trade-off between speed/cost with quality/accuracy. Solution: OrthoSnap patented manufacturing dramatically reduces the cost of orthodontic care while providing the highest quality aligner system to dental professionals. Okay, so now we have a photo directly comparing OrthoSnap to, quote, other aligners, and it looks good. OrthoSnap looks very lightweight, defined, clear. This other aligner looks bad. Let's compare this slide here to the very first slide, the introduction slide. I would venture to say they should have put this, I would venture to say they buried the lead here, and they should have put this right here as the first slide. Immediately off the rip, you can see a much better looking aligner compared to a much worse one. I think this is a much better picture and grabs more attention and creates a little more credibility versus this designery picture of 3 pedestals and a tooth mold and glass orbs. And I think they could have cut to the meat of the value proposition by just comparing themselves to the competition off the rip. Why OrthoSnap wins? Cheaper, lower price, no equipment cost, no upfront fee, less chair time, higher margins. Faster, faster to start, faster delivery, faster treatment, faster growth. Better fit, better outcome, better control, higher satisfaction, lifetime value. None of these are specific. Can you put any metrics behind any of these numbers? Dentists want the combination of direct-to-consumer price plus business-to-business quality. Do dentists want that, or do consumers want that? It sounds like you were saying that this is what the consumer would want, that cheap price, but with that good quality. Do dentists want direct-to-consumer price, or do dentists want a very high, luxurious, bespoke price? The OrthoSnap way. OrthoSnap uses an imprint, which is 100 times better fitting, resulting in better retention. Listen for the snap. Okay, that would be a great thing to show on video. Show someone snapping in their Invisaligner, not their OrthoSnap liner, and being able to hear that click as it clicks right in. That would be a great usage of video. And just off the rip, off the hook, the first 10 seconds of the video, I think you could create a good amount of interest by just showing the other retainers sliding in versus the OrthoSnap snapping in. OrthoSnap pairs with treatment to accomplish full body movement with high predictability. I don't know what that means. It's a very unclear sentence. And when you say full body movement, do you mean like athletic movement? Like you can wear this while playing sports? What do you mean? Whereas the peers to OrthoSnap, the competition, does scanning and printing. Intraoral scanners have 100 micrometer discrepancies, difficulty with full arch, and interproximal spaces. Okay, so that's what IPS means. Interproximal spaces is the gap between teeth. Just say that. Say it has problems fitting in between teeth. That's much more clear than saying interproximal spaces, which if you just threw the word interproximal spaces out with no context, I would assume that was some sort of academic sociology term. The competition has a trade-off between speed/cost with quality/accuracy. 3D printers have a resolution error of 100 micrometers. Can you illustrate what that means better? Instead of saying they have a resolution error with 100 micrometers, can you say a tooth is X number of micrometers wide, and this gap adds, 10% to the width of your teeth? Or can you say that 100 meters is enough to get the liner caught between teeth? Or can you illustrate that in a little more concrete way? Movement is achieved through accuracy of aligner fit combined with staged segmented movements. Again, that's very mumbo jumbo. Staged segmented movements. What does that mean? No one talks like that. No presenter would say that with a straight face. Analog/imprint methodology provides increased accuracy and leading results versus current market incumbents. I don't think this was written by a sales presenter. This sounds like someone who is writing to impress someone else with their knowledge of technical terms. And by the way, the audience for this presentation, I'm assuming, doesn't contain very many dentists. Now, it wouldn't surprise me that some portion of the audience here would be dentists because OrthoSnap is presumably marketing this investment raise to dentists that they partner with. But I would imagine because we're on republic.com, which is an open marketplace, probably the majority of people here are not dentists. So you're not impressing anyone with a technical language anyways. OrthoSnap, our market approach. Dentist target demographics. Dentists want a combination of D2C price and B2B quality. Dentists can significantly impact the industry by providing the highest quality aligner system to customers. Can significantly impact the industry? Does a dentist want to significantly impact the industry, or do they want to significantly increase the revenue of their practice? Do dentists care about the industry, or do they care about the practice? OrthoSnap patented manufacturing dramatically reduces the cost of orthodontic care. Okay. Lifestyle. 1 to 2 chair practices. Reduction in costs favor these practices. I don't know what that means. Professional. Boutique practices backed by reputation. Oh, okay. So 1 to 2 chair practices means that OrthoSnap is targeting dentists as retailers who have 1 to 2 chairs. So fairly small dental practices. Oh, no. Okay. So OrthoSnap is either saying that they have 3 different target demographics: lifestyle dentists, professional dentists, or large enterprise dentist operations. Or there are arrows between these. So possibly they're saying we're starting with the lifestyle dentists, then moving to the professional dentists, to the large corporate chain dentistries. That is not clear. Are they saying that these are all 3 their markets, or that they're progressing from 1? So their dentist target demographic starts perhaps with lifestyle dentists, dentists who have 1 or 2 chairs in their office, and reduction in costs favor these practices. That's very indirect writing. Perhaps what they mean to say is that these small practices prefer to retail smaller, cheaper products like an OrthoSnap. I don't like this this indirect sentence structure. Moving on from lifestyle dentists, we move into professional dentist practices, which are boutique practices backed by reputation. Highest quality aligner system supports their interests. And then third, you have businesses. DSOs, dental service organizations. DSOs, other organizations with practice management structuring. Reform disintermediation of the dental profession from DTC aligner systems. God, this is really densely written. Reform disintermediation of the dental professional from DTC aligner systems. I think what they mean to say is dentists don't like, your local dentist doesn't like being cut out of the marketplace by direct-to-consumer Invisalign sellers, and that they'd rather be able to sell you a liner themselves. Reform disintermediation. This is a very unclear slide because it's not saying, is it saying that all three of these are your market? Which is to say that no one is your market if you're saying that all the tiers are you. Dentists make more margin. Dentists can generate an incremental 20% margin compared to Invisalign. Now we're talking. Now we're getting into a benefit. OrthoSnap's cost structure provides dentists with more cash flow with pay-as-you-go flexible step pricing. As an example, in a 10-step case, what is a 10-step case? OrthoSnap costs the dentist $650 compared to Invisalign, which costs the dentist $1,279, almost double. The same price to the patient, which is $3,000 a piece, the dentist's margin is 78% compared to 57%. Okay, if we could restructure this deck, why don't we go back starting with this slide here, comparing how much cleaner the OrthoSnap looks compared to other aligners, and then directly move into the bottom line margin contribution. By the way, they mentioned here that both OrthoSnap and Invisalign will cost a patient $3,000. Presumably, the dentist has some wiggle room to introduce sales into there, but I'm assuming they're saying that the MSRP would be $3,000 for the operation. Earlier in the deck, weren't they toting this a decrease in cost? Seems like they've thrown that out the window now. Why OrthoSnap wins? Lower price. So I guess for the dentist it is. But it sounded like you were talking about consumers there. Okay, dentists acquire more patients. Here we go. Dentists can offer more affordable patient prices without sacrificing margins, expanding the market and capturing significant share from D2C while improving quality and health outcomes. For example, OrthoSnap costs a dentist can discount the price of OrthoSnap down to say $1,500, thus making them twice affordable as Invisalign, while maintaining the same margin as Invisalign, and even being cheap than other D2C competitors. Okay, some of my gripes there were answered by this slide. I apologize. Financial profile. Okay, get into the investment. Key performance indicators, measuring from January of 2021 up until May of 2022. Line goes up. Pre-active offices and offices. Well, I don't know what pre-active means. Customer traction. OrthoSnap is inside 1,400 different dental offices. Okay, and that number has grown to about double in the space of a year, a little more than double and a little more over a year. Looks good. Financial forecast. 2020 from 2020 to 2026 expected. Contracted revenue in thousands. So by 2026, they're expecting about $90 million in revenue. Ooh, they've been operating at a loss thus far. They expect to continue to be at a loss until 2025. Well, again, I don't analyze finance or investment work. I analyze marketing. The team. They didn't draw any conclusive points. They just showed the graphs. I'm curious to know what a presenter who is narrating the slide would have said, rather than just displaying the numbers. Team of OrthoSnap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Michael Youn, President and CEO. Richard Elam, VP of Operations, helped grow one of the country's largest e-commerce operations into a major force in digital content sales. Can you be more specific? Can you name drop? Oh, advisory team, CEO of 1-800-Dentist. That sounds like a credible advisor. What's next? Raise and use of proceeds. NTM budget. What is an NTM? Next to market. Next 12 months. Okay, let me add that to my vocab here. They're raising $5 million. Okay, so they're raising $5 million. Pre-money valuation, $20 million. They're raising $5 million with a minimum investment of $3.5K, which means they're raising from maximum 1,400 seats at the table here. 1,400 times 3.5 is around 5 million. Is my math right? Let's check that. 5 million divided by 5K. Okay, yeah, so there's about 1,400 seats at the table. That's a good thing to mention, by the way. Specifically mention at this desired raise with this minimum, how many seats are available. Drive scarcity by reinforcing that there's a limited number of people who can get in on this deal. So they're raising $5 million. $1 million is for customer acquisition. $2 million is customer success. $1 million is for operations and manufacturing. $1 million is for software platform. I wonder what the software platform is for this physical goods company. Appendix. Trusted by dentists. Our vision, to strengthen the bond between dentists and patients throughout the world. Okay, so it sounds a little fluffy, but in general, I like the idea of a company's mission statement being, we help dentists make more from their customers. We help dentists like fight back against big corporations doing D2C Invisaligner sales. Our mission, to empower every dentist to create beautiful smiles for each patient through innovative technology, world-class support, and affordable care. Sounds a little fluffy. It's not very magnetic. Doesn't say much. I'm curious if perhaps an investor would, someone who's investing in this company, would rather hear a more calculated, direct, measurable vision statement, like we help dentists add a 20% incremental margin to their practice within 12 months. Unique competitive advantages. Price. 40% less expensive than competitors. Okay, that was a good, specific bullet point. That should be up front. No starting costs. Okay, so a dentist does not have to invest in expensive equipment or down payments for gear or training before partnering with OrthoSnap. Improve cash flow by paying over time instead of in advance. Product. Predictable outcome. Full body orthodontic movement. I don't know what that means. There's a spectrum of addressable cases. Flexible adjustments. Support. Accessible treatment plans. 2-week delivery. Okay, that's a very interesting point. If competitors take 4 to 6 weeks to get your liner, but OrthoSnap can get it in 2 weeks. Why wasn't that put much earlier in the slide deck? I gotta look up engageation. Is that a real word? Engagecation. Oh, they're making a play on education. Engage-ucation. This isn't a word. This is a portmanteau. Yeah, okay. Engage-ucation. So I take it they mean that their customer support will get on the phone with customers and dentists and Help educate them on the platform. Okay, that's a bad portmanteau. R&D innovation patent portfolio. Okay, 2 patents. Applied for 2 more patents. Key differentiator treatment plan. Oh my God, it's a 10 o'clock already. So here's where the software comes into play. Advanced proprietary software. Scalable, data-centric manufacturing. Where are you manufacturing? I'm curious. Do you do that all in-house? Competitive landscape. Okay, this is interesting. Accessible liners versus expensive liners. Poor quality, high quality. So OrthoSnap is accessible and high quality. Let's compare them competitors. Expensive might be Align, traditional orthodontics. Poor outcome and accessible is Bite, Smile Direct Club. Co-investors. Investment summary. The market for orthodontics in the US is large, with any player capturing even just 1% of the market share is standing to make $100 million in yearly revenue. That's an awful sentence. With any player. OrthoSnap stands out from the crowd by structuring their cost structure to incentivize dentists while providing a product 40% less expensive than competitors due to their patented manufacturing process. The company claims their solution has more predictable outcomes with fewer refinements, attachments, and share time. So they're using second-person language here. The company, their solution. Does Republic.com, does the company write this investment summary, or does this come from Republic themselves? Let's look at another deal, and then we'll give a little see. Are all of these deals? Okay, Ember Fund. That's just one. Problem. Coffee company, Steeped Coffee. Let's see. Okay, it looks like perhaps Republic writes the investment summary, whereas perhaps the rest of the page, such as problem description, solution description, is written by the company. If you're raising on Republic, I wonder how much collaboration you can do between the Republic author who writes the investment summary. Because this is not a good investment summary. It's not salesy. It's not well written. Interesting. I wonder how much leeway and leverage companies have over their investment summary page. Anyways. Investment highlights. Patented manufacturing delivers cheaper and better aligners. Customer traction. Okay, whatever. Problem. 75% of the world population has malocclusions, crooked teeth. But today's today's clear aligner solutions aren't meeting the needs of customers or dentists. Okay, so we're going back to the same slides, but with some narrations beneath them. Customers cannot assure quality and safety or determine essential touch points like evaluations and approximate reduction. Yeah, so this is the same thing. Slight difference in the order of the slides here, I think. Traction, 2.1 contracted revenue in 2021. I don't know why you would have the same presentation as you have up top here. a limited amount. This is your landing page for your deal. You have a limited amount of space on which to entice the prospect. I don't know why you would just copy and paste the same presentation. That seems like poor marketing. Yeah, this is all the same information. I've seen this before. Employees 0, legal name, OrthoSnap 1, A series of Republic Deal Room, Master Fund LP. So it's saying there's 0 employees because it's referring to the SPV, which is investing in OrthoSnap. But then it also says that this is the About OrthoSnap page, which this isn't OrthoSnap. This is the investment vehicle, this SPV. Need to fix that. I like that Republic has a discussion forum where prospects can ask questions and get answers. I'm curious to know whether Republic allows the company to edit the sales page after it's gone live. Can you, if you get, say, the same question 3 times in the discussion forum, can you then take that answer and edit your sales page, put it prominently up at the top? Does OrthoSnap own the NY production facility? Are you vertically integrated? Yes, we are vertically integrated. All manufacturing is done at our Westbury headquarters. When can one expect a return on investment? You obviously can't answer that. By the way, Michael Yoon is the president of the company. It would be nice if, first off, you had a profile picture here, but 2, if Republic would designate this namespace here with like a special color and then a tag that says CEO or president or founder to make it clear information directly from the source here. They had this little tag down here that says OrthoSnap team, but they should really put that right up front at the top. Anyways, Michael's answering various question, when can one expect a return on investment? Very honestly, and with a lot of integrity. He's basically saying you shouldn't have that. Don't be asking that question if you're investing money. Join the discussion. Interesting. 19 hours left to invest. Doesn't say how much money is left to invest. Doesn't say how much they've raised yet. I'm curious if I were to go through what that might say. No sign in with Google. That's interesting. Sign in with Apple, Facebook, and Twitter, but not Google. Thought I already signed in. What's this? I have to register already? Okay, well, I'm not going to do that right now. So I've seen this twice now on Republic, where there's almost no CEO presence in the raise. No video from the CEO, no sort of attributable dialogue to the CEO. And I can't help but think that would really improve the conversion on this deal. if investors are browsing Republic, perusing different places to park their money, I don't know why, as the CEO, you wouldn't put yourself front and center selling this deal here. Okay. Well, thanks for watching. Probably no one is watching, but trying to make better content. So anyways, this is